FortressCraft Evolved, the hardcore walkthrough. I'm near the upper onion block. It's not going to be that difficult. In fact, all I'm going to need to do here is dig right down, and eventually I'll come across what is called chilled cavern stone. So this new research, which indeed is a chilled cavern stone, will unlock, I'll show you, the cold research, which will give you the heater Mark 1, and that will be the, and that may overtake the other machine, or extractor Mark 5, or number 5, and the coal enricher as our next milestone. Maybe then, maybe not. But at this point we're going to need some more power before we proceed much further. So, here, with this ore extractor here. I'm going to go back and fix that without much of a delay. I'm going to be captioning these videos by myself, by the way, so that I don't have to rely on other workers. I've been working on web very recently. I have taught myself, I was trained to caption, and I even know how to transcribe. The difference is that transcriptions are just single documents, and I think they might be smaller than caption files because they don't necessarily have to be timed. Now, size happens to depend on metadata, which in the case of captioning, does include timing, whereas transcription does not. I might upload a tutorial on how to code and just how code works, especially machine code. I happen to have come up with a machine code of my own and an assembly code that translates directly between itself and the machine code without even having to rely on comments. I'll be back once I have this next milestone up. It turns out I need a PCB assembling plant before I reach the actual next milestone, the intermediary milestone between the Arthur charging station and the heater Mark 1, and that's the laboratory, which you're gonna, if you know how the basic experimental pods are made using the research assembler, that comes out ultimately to 123 copper that you need to make the laboratory in total. You need 33 basic PCBs and you need 90 copper plates. That comes out to 123. I'll be back when I've made the 123 copper we need. And I knew that the copper coils I had made preemptively, but 5 of those were going to be for an induction charger pad, which I'm going to need several of those if I am to power the turrets I will need to defend my base from the natives. They will come pretty soon. And as I remind you, you only need 3 pyrothermic generators running on enriched coal in order to attract enough attention for them to come by your base and attack. And especially once considering I'm on hardcore mode, if they defeat me once, I die. I'll be back when I build the laboratory then. Okay, it turns out I actually needed a PCB printer assembling plant actually in order to make the printed circuit boards. I would need no, not those ones. So I was going to need to make the printed circuit boards using that manufacturing plant if I was ever to get to the laboratory that I would need to research cold research, which is a pretty generic name when you think about it. So these 10 are going straight in. I'm going to save the copper coils to make the induction charger. At some point in time soon, that copper ore is going to run out. I'm going to show you just how much is left. Let's come closer. There we go. There we only got 71,000 or so left. Across 177 cubic meters. Look at the devs that did this. They didn't even bother to make the superscript for the cubic meter sign. So right along the way, we still supply power intermittently to the tin ore extractors. We're still collecting from the iron and lithium extractors down below. And I'm going to break from you this again to ask you about another opinion of yours regarding. Oh yes. What about sports teams? What is your favourite sport to play? I like basketball personally. I'm pretty good at it, if I may say so myself. Although I have played football and soccer quite a bit, and I'm pretty good at those as well. So whatever sports team you like. What sport do they play? Do you get soccer or football or basketball or baseball or even cricket? Cricket actually used to be a big one down under where I live. Get back to working up to the next milestone. Then I'll see you then. Past a day of playtime, as you can see from the pause menu, we're reaching 25 hours as playtime, in fact, 2 minutes away. I'm going to recap what I've done so far. At first, I've been going around looking for big rocks to clear away and glow tubes, as they give them precious ores and wood, of course, that you can use for building pathways for going extra fast, running extra fast on. And then I discovered copper and tin within the first few minutes of the game, and I later discovered then I started using plants to power my CPA. I began to what did I do? Later on I began to plot out the energy grid, and soon I discovered iron, which I needed to create this storage hopper, which was the next milestone. And then I discovered this cave, and prepared to science the fuck out of it, and discovered blue glow pods, deep stone rock, and the lithium ore that I looked to discover when I prepared to make ore extractor number 4. And after I made ore extractor number 4, I then planned out how I would make the laboratory, which is still under preparation. I'm also going to need a research pod crafter, which actually needs power, so we're going to need to increase our power grid before we do. 25 area to put in some power blocks to power both. And that's going to go in this 9x9 room I put here. I know it looks tacky at the moment, but in the end, you're going to find, you're going to see it come into show. Just after what is it about me that I can't make up my fucking mind? Oh well. Never mind, that's not going to be much of a problem anyways in the long run. So yeah, I crafted this wire extrusion plant, the coiler plant, and later on the PCB assembling plant that we'll definitely need for the laboratory. I plan to make some more power storage blocks, and as you can see I have saved up some iron gears in order to make another storage hopper, which I'm sure we will need, but I'm also sure that we will need some other things. We can't get the Arthur battery core just yet. We need 4 lightweight machine housings, which translates to 24 tin. Okay, you're definitely going to need an extra PCB to make the research assembler. So that shouldn't be too hard. All I'm going to do is dig up this meat hopper again, and then watch this. Watch how easy this really is. Just the one will do. And I've already got enough to make 5 basic research pods. And that will be enough for 1 level of the laboratory. But you need 3 levels, you need to craft 3 times. There we go. We're getting some more copper and more iron. Oh no. Tin still. Why do I keep mistaking tin for iron? This is the Bronze Age. So it's all copper and tin for now. Until we can get... I can get another basic drill motor right now, but I want to save it up. I want to make some laser energy transmitters so that I can connect to the tin ore extractor. Tin, there, I got it this time. I don't know my metal elements these days. Let's see, tin is element number 50, right? And iron is element 26. Lithium is element 3. Gold is 79. Nickel's 28, and titanium is 22. If I am wrong, do correct me in the comment section below. I'll see you after I've got more tin out. I have the ingredients to make another laser transmitter, as well as the storage hopper. I'm going to go ahead and make the storage hopper. Risky, I'll bet it is, but it might just be crazy enough to work in order to get to the next tier quickly. So now, I'm going to show you along the way. I might pick up plants along the way, because we're definitely going to need those. And on the other hand, it might be time to actually make a switch to coal before we even get to the enriched coal. If we want to progress any faster, because of course the plants don't give them just as much as the coal, the regular coal. And of course, while coal can be used to make the torches that we will need to see our way around and heat up the place a lot, until we get to the Heater Mark 1. The coal would also be useful if we need to. The coal will be more useful if we need a quick boost to power. So I powered the iron extractor up so that it could almost fill that storage hopper. Now we're going to go back and, on the other hand, oh no, the storage hopper up there can actually be used to make more conveyor belts if we need them. We don't actually need such a thing to make regular conveyor belts that run faster, but we do need the storage hopper to make basic conveyor belts, which is kind of a mindfuck when you think about it, but when you realise that mini hoppers only hold 10 items and the basic conveyor belts are 15 for each craft by 15 for each craft by these basic cents. I've never tried putting too many hoppers next to the same basic conveyor crafter, because I think they can only unload into one hopper at a time. I might be right, and I would hate to be right. So, now that I've got... So, I'm going to make a few more gears, and I'm going to make the much needed laser energy transmitters, and I'm going to be back with you once I've done so. I realised somewhere along the line that I'm probably going to need to start feeding my central power hub coal instead, which is why I'm digging up this ore extractor and placing it. Ease of access was the main reason I chose this scene, and now that I think about it, I'm going to have to run up and get back to the CPH to recharge. I'll need to recharge Arthur as well, and I might need the coal. Yeah, I'll definitely need the coal to fuel the hub. I'm going to break from here for a while to tell you about some news that I read about. My brother and his girlfriend got engaged just recently, as late as last night and as early as 3 days ago, to my knowledge. And that's going to inspire me even more to get out there and find myself a love myself one day. What are your thoughts? Do you have someone you fancy? I hope it's not a personal topic. You may, by all means, write it in the comment section below if you think it isn't personal, and tell me about your story with them. Put this hopper here so that I can more easily get the fuel into the central power hub, and I won't be using any of the plants for quite a while, and I will be hanging onto their seeds so that I can make some ampules. And if you haven't gotten far enough to know what an ampule is, they actually increase the rate of healing when you get hurt. But this doesn't help when you've died, and especially that would be even more useless on hardcore mode like I am, or even squishcore. Those who like to play on squishcore will have the same problem. So basically, an ampule works basically like a steam pack. You will know what a steam pack is if you have played StarCraft or Duke Nukem. Do steam packs occur in Duke Nukem? I'm not sure. Well, they definitely occur in I've got almost the amount of resources I need to make my first biothermic generator, but I'm going to be leaving that for when I have my laser energy transmitters made. And I'm going to go ahead and make, well, I thought I was going to make 2, but I only had enough resources for 1, so that's something to think about. And then I place this 1 here, take out some of the blocks so I can get right out. And here is where I start planning. Oh, there is where the laser's limit. Where it reaches its limit, and of course, you can check that with... Come on! How can I not align myself so easily? Okay, it's here. Here we go, and it is just above, it is right on this block, and that's where you put your next, and that's where we're going to put our next laser. Further on, take note of that copper vein there. We're going to be putting our next laser. We're going to need to put our a laser transmitter right there. So I'm going to mark it temporarily with another block pillar. I know it looks tacky, but it works. And the power block can go... what the heck. That should just about do it for now. We'll be putting a power block here, and we'll be basically continuing the way with both here. That will allow us to split the power into 2 different directions, so we can power both the copper and the tin. Pretty neat, huh? I'll be back with you when I can finally get that set up. Wondering what has happened here, and why I only have 1 tin bar and as nothing new has been made. What actually happened was that when I was trying to place down my standard plant, it got voided rather than actually being placed into the world, which really does irk me. I'm sure you've had some similar trouble with stuff you want to place just getting voided, but I'm sure that there are hacks to prevent that. And there's also a hack that you can use to circumvent the problem, such as macerating living matter, such as you find from the slimes and all the plants around here. But we'll get that later. Right now, I'm just gonna smelt some ores, make some more metal, and I'll be back later. We got 2 more laser energy transmitters Mark 1 made, and I'm going to show you just where you would want to place them so you won't have to worry about digging them up again. The first one has got to be placed right here, and then there's another that you want to place. We'll see it sooner or later. Now you see this pillar that I erected earlier? That is where you want to place the next one. And you want to place it, as you can see, the pillar is right in line with the seam, which means what you essentially want to do is place your transmitter on the side of the pillar so that... Okay, I know that some people, who mostly Americans, call these chunks or these masses of ore veins, but I call them seams for obvious reasons. Since I suppose seam is just the British word for what you call a vein in America. This is where you want to put your next laser energy transmitter. Of course, that means I'm going to have to make another power storage block, but that's the least of my worries. If you are playing on a different seed than Chernobog, you will definitely want to think about it on your own. Yeah, you're on your own unless you are on the Chernobog seed as well. So, I'm gonna make the storage, the power storage block, and 3 more laser energy transmitters, and then I'll be back to show you my handiwork. Nobody really wants to pay attention to something that is repetitive and boring. It's just bullshit. And I'm not saying it's bullshit because it isn't true. I know it's true. It is bullshit because it is undesirable. So of course I will be editing out all of that stuff. At the moment, I'm making more basic PCBs in order to prepare for making the laboratory here. And I'm actually making quite a bit of progress, although I can tell I'm almost out of copper from that seam, or vein, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to refer to them as seams because that is what I was taught. Pretty soon we'll have all of the materials that we're going to need to hook up the tin extractor to power as well as to the smelter. I do want to keep a sizable seam length, or else people will no longer be able to follow the extremely fast pace of what would result. If you've seen SpongeBob SquarePants, then you'll know what problem I'm talking about. SpongeBob SquarePants has very short scenes, only 6 seconds in length at the very, on average rather, not at the very most. I think the longest scene was about 1 to 2 minutes from my memory. Which just about strikes up another conversational piece I might put in the comments section. What was your favorite TV show growing up? I know I was a big fan of Power Rangers, and I remained a fan all the way into Mystic Force. And I did see a few excerpts from Space Patrol Delta. You may wonder what these tall rooms are for. I'm actually going to show you here right now. They are for the strip mine. What I'm doing is digging corridors of the 32 between the central room, like so, and it functions as 4-way intersections, or 3-way in the case of the stairwells themselves. So they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I would usually mark every 8th meter off, like so. So that's 11 so far, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and that's the 8th block. That's base, so 1, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, mark the 8th block, 5, and that's going to be the center point. I put in a torch so that I can keep it warm while I dig out the room, and that's all there is to it. You can actually repeat this as many times as you need to in order to discover the ore you want. And later on we will get to the colored ore scanning, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that will actually let you know where exactly each vein is. I said it this time, yeah. So it'll let you know where each vein is, and it'll let you know what is in the vein. There's a small iron seam right here, right in front of the lithium and next to the copper, it's not very big, which is why I'm grateful that there are large veins of iron just above this cave, and I could potentially dig out the strip mining operation that I've started here. That will really help me out in the long run on Chernobyl. So in the interim, I was just in a conference with the Befriend event, and two other people, unfortunately, or those, that were the only ones who turned up. And I just got 2, maybe 3 hours to go, and then I can eat, and I'll be all ready for the Ramadan fast month. Because, after all, strict Muslims definitely don't like people who cheat on the Ramadan fast. You can't actually have breakfast until the sun dips below the horizon, or sets as we call it, yes. So in all that, we're going to have to start the base right up again. And I've provided... Yeah, I moved the transmitters around because I wanted to be able to, have a laboratory room with less holes in it that I would need to patch up as grommets. I don't know where grommet even came from. If it makes any sense to me, you're free to tell me why in the comment section down below. And I, for one, definitely cannot wait to find a girlfriend. Because, even though I may have been abused, but it really hasn't broken me entirely, thankfully enough. So, now that I've explained what has just happened, I'll be back once I really have the power hooked up. About to secure everything that we need in order to make this pyrothermic generator that we're going to need in order to power both this laboratory and that tin extractor all the way over there. The other thing we're going to need, there we go, and of course that's going to make the machine housing. Now we're going to make 5 more gears, and that will bring us to the iron. That will bring us to pyrothermic generator number 1, which would be equivalent to number 2. Now the other most critical thing that we're going to need is the laboratory component, which we're going to need 15 basic experimental pods, which, as you know, comes around to 90 copper plates and 33 basic PCBs. I'm going to craft the pyrothermic generator right now. I'm going to put it aside of the laser energy transmitter because that simply makes the most sense. And I've actually put this laser energy transmitter in a good spot. I can transmit power either to the copper or to the laboratory to be. And so, the laboratory is going to be the next major... It might just be the next major milestone that we work on. And that is if we don't find anything else to do that we can do first. So with pyrothermic generator number 1, I'll be back with you once I have everything hooked up for the tin extractor. And of course I need to hook up some more hoppers to the lithium pole charger, the pyrothermic generator, and of course we're going to do the obligatory research pod crafter, that's right. Research pod crafter comes under... It's called the research assembler now that I look it up. It's under progression, and it is critical for the research you're going to need to do with the laboratory, both to make it and to supply it, to create the pods that supply it. Back later now. Turn, and we finally have the research assembler's ingredients. And with that crafted, where are we going to put it? I know. We'll put it right here, just before. So we put this research assembler right here, and this is where we're going to have another storage hopper. So that's another milestone reached. The next milestone is obviously going to be the lab itself. The research laboratory that we're going to put here. So that's hopefully not going to take much longer because I know where everything is being produced. I'm going to go grab down go down there and grab some iron, and I'll be with you when I've got enough ingredients to make this next storage hopper. Storage hopper number 3 it is. This will be the last laser energy transmitter Mark 1, and I'm still going to need to make a mini hopper here so that I can actually supply the pyothermic generator. Oh, did I forget I was supposed to put in a power block there? That's not going to take much longer. I'll get it when I have 5 more lithium. I'll need 6 more tin, and I already have enough copper. I'll be getting right to that, and I'll be getting back once I've smelted the lithium, extruded and coiled it up into coils, pressed the tin into plates and built it into a machine housing, because that's all we really need for a power storage block. Later on then, it happened that I could use the power storage. I was confident in doing so because it was empty, and therefore there would be no waste. Sometimes I do anticipate I'm going to take damage from falls that high, but there does seem to be a limit, but I can't remember what that limit is. If anyone knows that limit, you are free to remind me in the comment section below. So now I've officially hooked up the tin extractor, and I just got to power it, and I know exactly how I'll do it. I'll use these here as well as the other plants that I can pick up. So this is not going to take much longer. We'll have our next milestone before long, guys. The milestone of the laboratory is just around the corner. Of course, we will need this mini hopper will do for now. And I'll be back once I have some more iron, which I'm going to need for the storage hopper. I just need 3 more. Now that we've connected up both of the tin and copper extractors up to the central power, well, the tin extractor is getting some side power anyways, we're probably going to need another ore extractor motor. It's called no, it's not here. A basic drill motor, and that requires 4 copper wire, 6 iron gears, and 1 housing. And we've got enough gears. We've got enough iron for that already, so I put down the iron, the stamper plant like so. And just enough iron to make the gears. And we're just waiting on the tin, which is going to come in quite soon, no, mind you. And you see that? Eventually, the tin is going to be coming in lots of 2 rather than just 1. There it is! And it's been like that for quite some time. Now I'm just going to collect some more fuel, and I'm going to break from focus on to tell you about how exactly I'm going to roll here. I'm hoping that the scenes that I'm recording in aren't too short for you, and I'm especially hoping that they aren't hurting your attention span, because I would really hate to be the SpongeBob of FortressCraft Evolved. Let me know in the comments section below if I'm anything like that, but I would really hate to actually be compared to SpongeBob. So I'm going to be bringing back the mandragoras that I've collected so far. I'll be refueling the pyrothermic generators, and then I'll be back shortly once I have the tin that I need to make the second motor. And then our next milestone is going to be storage hopper, since that will allow us to actually or we're going to need 3 more of these power storage blocks, we'll stick with storage hopper number 3 being our next milestone. Then we can use that to quicker bring the lithium past us, and then we can quicker make the power storage blocks. I think that's all I have time for tonight, so I'm going to let you go, and have a good day, guys, and we'll be back for more FortressCraft Evolved soon. FortressCraft Evolved, the hardcore walkthrough, and this number here, the playtime, it'll give you an idea of just how long I've actually been taking to reach the milestones and get as far as I have so far. At the moment, I'm making one more lightweight machine housing and a few more gears, and that's going to give me the extra materials I need to make a second basic drill motor, which I will be putting immediately in the other one of the ore extractors I hooked up by power. So it's not going to be much longer. In fact, I already have all the materials I need now. You can go ahead and place the drill in the motor in the ore extractor, like so. And of course, you can actually do it from afar, like so. Neat stuff, eh? And I also noticed that I'm gonna probably need to get a ore extractor number 5 pretty soon. So this is gonna give me 5 gears, and then I'm gonna have to go beneath the surface and take out some more iron. I'll see you after I've gotten enough for ore extractor number 5 or storage hopper number 3 or whatever it is I'm trying to make. I can ramp up the collection of lithium. I've moved the storage hopper from the iron extractor down further to this lithium extractor here, and I'm going to be keeping it powered as much as I can until I can get ore extractor number 5, which I'll be using to extract coal. Now, if you do get to the lower caves any earlier than I do, or even when you get to the lower caves, resist the temptation to use ore extractor number 5 to extract gold. It won't be of any use for you to you just yet. In fact, if you're planning on eternal night, solar panels will be of absolutely no use unless you convert them to organic. And you'll see why when I unlock the organic technologies, I consider them to be significant upgrades to their inorganic counterparts, despite the organic power cell obviously having a limit on how fast it can transfer power to other blocks. So we're back at the base here, and we are just run out of power in the central power hub. So I'm going to run around and collect some more plants. I'm not sure. And then that should hopefully be enough enough to give us a bigger power boost. Well, what do you know? I actually collected some plants on the way down, so that I would have a surplus when I came back up to the hub. And what we can do is just put some here and some into this hopper, and that should be more than enough to smelt down all this ore. I'll be smelting the iron as well, because why not? And I'm also going to put in the lithium once there's enough space. I'll be back when I've smelted enough ore. I'm sick and tired of waiting for the materials to make ore extractor number 5, and having trouble powering the central power hub, I decided I would move the copper ore extractor onto a coal vein, because I actually have enough. I actually have more than enough copper to get by, as you can see here, and that should allow us to accumulate more power quicker in order to get the power storage for the power grid blocks, and in time ore extractor number 5. I've also moved the storage hopper from the lithium ore extractor onto the iron one in hope that I can speed up the iron extraction. Well, not absolutely, but relatively speaking, of course. The iron extraction happens at the exact same rate, but the buffer is larger, if you want. That's how you will understand. So I'll be back when I have enough iron to produce ore extractor number 5 and the power storage blocks. I can actually make one straight off the bat right now. And of course, number 2 is just in the lithium core charger. I'll be back when all that's done. Alright, with storage hopper number 3 created, or is it number... Yeah, it is number 3. We can put the ore extractor back onto the copper from the coal, and then we can basically power it up with the mandragoras that I've collected. And that should run for long enough to make ore extractor number 5. And as well, I can put this extra storage hopper with the lithium ore extractor. I'll meet you down there. It's past 42 hours. If you don't believe me, I can show you here. And we're already steaming along, considering our time for the settings that I'm playing on, which happen to come over 10,000 hours, which is quite a lot, I need to tell you. Because as I'm on great resources, as you know, hard mobs, slow conveyors, scarce power generation, and I've set extra restrictions on myself that I can't die once, and I can't be defeated once, or it's game over. This is how you also can be sure that I have not died once during the whole playthrough, because if I had, we'd have to start all over again. And this is exactly why it is extra important that you, I can't stress this enough, militarize before you industrialize. I'll meet you again back when we have the resources for ore extractor number 5, our next milestone. Just to remind you of another thing I've discovered that you're going to need in order to make your coal enricher. You will definitely need a macerator, which to make you will need a servo motor, and the best way to make a servo motor, as everybody knows now, is the servo motor maker, which takes 16 copper wires and 1 lightweight machine housing that translates to 6 tin. Luck would have it, the next milestone that we were able to reach was the laboratory. And the next one we're going to work on is ore extractor number 5, so that we can extract coal with the extractor instead of Okay, looks like we're going to need some more power. Anyways, I'll be getting on to ore extractor number 5 as soon as I've dealt with this little problem. Which, well, I have to say it happens to be an even bigger problem than you might first expect. No, that's not what I wanted to do. And then we'll bring the mandragora here, and that should... I might have to take the ore out of the smelter temporarily. There we go. That's gonna... And that's gonna ramp up the power level while it's going to allow the power level to recuperate so that it can finish off the components we need for our laboratory. And as I speak, our ore extractor, the iron gears, we are extracting iron at a reasonable rate for now, but once we have 6 more iron bars, we'll have what we need to make ore extractor number 5, and then we can really ramp up our production. The next thing we'll do after that is our macerator, and I've already gotten all the other ingredients potentially for the coal enricher, which milestone for us to reach here. So I'll be back when all that is said and done. Last, we managed to get all the ingredients we need for, well, not the ingredients, but the parts for our laboratory. And you can just click and with the craft by times 25, and that'll give you, if you have enough, then you'll get the 27 laboratory components straight off the bat. So I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to do this. I think I've seen most other YouTubers do it this way. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I'll be back after I've got some iron. Okay, so that's the last bit of iron that we're going to need before we have enough gears to make the ore extractor number 5. And we've still got enough coal to run the whole thing. Won't take long, so I'm going to showcase what I've done so far. I've taken the liberty of creating the other 2 storage blocks off camera, and I've placed them underneath the pyrothermic generator and the research assembler whilst the extraction of the ores were being extracted. I'm just going to need to add some more power here. I've also created some more torches, as you might see when if I hit F1 or just control and scroll. So that's going to be more coal for here, and more coal in this part of it. That should be working, shouldn't it? Yes, it is working. So that will be gear number 17. And gear 18 is just about what this one to remove only, so that nothing is added to it. Or maybe this one add and remove. And because this is a remove only, there's no danger of the iron gear maker putting the iron gear back here, and that should be the last ingredient we need until we have ore extractor number 5. Another major. So what we're going to be doing next is the servo mode. Now we have ore extractor number 5 made here, and we're going to put that in with the copper and the servo the servo extractor needs to be placed down to make the macerator. Feel free to tell me how that word's pronounced in the comment section below as I hook up the ore extractor to power and of course add the obligatory basic drill motor. I think this is one of the longest scenes I've done since episode 1, or rather episode 2. Then with the extra coal I've dug out of the extractor down there, I'll make another torch. You'll see why I need that many torches in due time. There are multiple reasons. Anyway, we also want to at some point make the threat scanner or the attack scanner. It doesn't matter which you use. The attack scanner is basically the powerless for a version of the threat scanner. It doesn't give you any audible warning, but it does give you a visual warning in the form of exclamation points across its display when an attack occurs. And it measures the attack, the time until attack in seconds rather than in minutes, as does the threat scanner. Another thing we'll need to make soon is the spider-bot base component. It needs 9 iron, 9 copper and 9 tin, simple enough. And I think you know how we make the ingredients. And we want to make some Mark 1 turrets, 4 of those only for our spider bot, and we want as many Mark 2 turrets as we can muster before the 5th day comes, because that's when we're gonna definitively stir up some trouble. I'll be back when we have the macerator inbound. We have everything for our macerator. The final step is just we need 3 more charged lithium coils, which I'll be back after I've made. The last lithium coil that we need for the coal enricher, so here we go to make it. And where are we going to put this thing? Good question. I know. We'll put it right here, alongside the... Well, at least it is an easy way for it to generate power. Now we're going to need to hook a hopper up to this. I'm going to take one of these mini hoppers here, and no, I seem to think that mini hopper next to the lithium coil charger might need to be replaced with a regular storage hopper, but I'm going to wait a while to see if that's feasible whilst I tweak the base a little bit more and extract some more resources, and as well plan, as I was saying, you need to do this all concurrently or in parallel, as opposed to the series or consecutive planning in order to work efficiently. This is what they tell you at the workplace all the time these days. You need to work efficiently, and this means concurrently. So we'll be planning how we're going to tweak our base here, as well as what milestone we reach next. I'm going to go for an immaterial milestone, a research milestone next. And I'm going to go for cold research, which is probably the first milestone you should aim for obvious reasons, being that you can actually get the materials for the pods closest to the surface, and although basic logistics uses less resources in effect, you will take longer to extract those resources, almost invariably. So go for cold research first, and then if you're feeling really brave, you might go for soft resin resin handling either first or second. So we'll put cold research in and start the project, and then we'll tweak the base run haste sooner or later so as to supply more power to this laboratory here. I'll be going down there and and getting more lithium to make more power storage blocks. We're also going to need some recharge. Here they are. They are called power core chargers. We're going to need both Mark 1 and Mark 2. Induction charger needs the Mark 2 power core power cores. So we will need the power core charger. We will also need to place a conveyor belt in between each of them because they don't register anything else that easily. We'll also be planning. This is where I'm going to be putting my Spiderbot base. As you remember, the Spiderbot is actually an ally. Despite its size and its apparent imposing stature, it is there to save the base from harm. So definitely use Spiderbot. Anyways, I'll get back to my regular grind, and I'll be back once I'm ready to show you the next milestone. And of course the timestamp. Right now we're just above 51 hours, and look how far we have come so far. On the hardest settings. I've taken the liberty to make one of these threat scanners to show you just why you shouldn't run more than 2 pyrothermic generators once you have the enriched coal. Look how high the base rating has come from just those two pyrothermic generators as equivalent alone. Running both the central power hub and the pyrothermic generator that powers the tin has brought it very nearly to 80. This means that a third pyrothermic generator would bring the threat level over 100 from the math that I've done. It's not exact, but it is over 100, I can assure you, which will attract the attention from the natives that would bring you to your first battle, and at this point we're sitting ducks. So, I'll be back once I've done the cold research. I may have tweaked the base by then again, but we'll see what I've done. I actually already have the resin handling requirements ready, the 25 soft resin. So, what I'm going to do here is, now you don't want to actually switch to a different research unless you've completed your first one and retrieved it, or else you will have wasted all of the pods that you've used so far. And this is also important. You should not be wasteful. So I'm gonna set up the power grid so as to supply the laboratory. I'm gonna grab out some more enriched coal, and then I'm gonna put in some soft resin. I'll be back. Yeah, I put soft resin into the hopper I attached to the research lab, and I'll be back once the research is done. To make the 2 intermediate experimental pods we will need for the basic logistics, just in time for the research to be completed. But as you can see, I've barely done any research here at all. I'm about to fix that, and I'll be back when I've done with this resin handling. It looks like I've completed my resin handling research now, and the next thing we're going to do is cold research. I've already taken, so now I've taken the liberty of making the, well, obviously, because we had accumulated enough resources to do so, I took the liberty of making all of the experimental pods needed for the cold research, as well as for the the basic, the basic logistics. So I'll be back once we've done this one as well. Now would be a good time to unlock all of the laser resin liquefiers, refiner, and ablator. And we don't have any, we don't have enough research points anymore for the organic cutter head, so we'll be back when we have the research points we need. Just about had our cold research completed, and we're going to get to working on basic logistics, since I have the experimental pod for them as well. Let's see, yes, we have enough left for the suit heater Mark 1 in terms of research points, and I'm going to show you just what we need before I go off and grind the resources on my own. So, they should be in progression. 12 lithium coils, which translates to 60 lithium. It translates to 8 tin, and we need just 16 copper. I'll be back then. Not long later, we have completed our basic logistics research, and because we don't have enough resources yet, we can simply... Whoops. What I meant to do was... I have some items to analyze while we wait to extract more resources, notably copper. So I'll be back once we have enough. At this point, I built up enough resources to produce the Spiderbot base. Yes, the entire Spiderbot base, and I actually can show you an easy way to do this. You start off at a core. Oh, yeah, that's right on. And then you just build it like so. And that is exactly what you need. And if you built it correctly, it should be just like this, and you should hear the computerized voice tell you structure complete. As well, we're starting to run out of copper ore in that vein there, so luckily we have that other vein just on the way to the tin vein, and I'm also procuring the resources to build a third pyrothermic generator, or I'm going to go for 4, and we will also need 4 Mark 1 turrets to make the next thing we need, which is the Spiderbot blaster. And we're also going to plan to actually go down below into the toxic caverns, and all the while we need to be fortifying and militarizing our base in preparation for the 5th day. And that's about all we have time for this session, because and of course we are as I was saying, that's enough. That's about all the time we have for this session. We're nearing the 72-hour mark, so I'll be back no doubt for more FortressCraft Evolved Hardcore. So like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Let me know what I can do better, and I'll try to do my best.